All right, so welcome to our team call tonight. It is March, and we have a guest speaker today, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into our call. But I just wanted to give a brief introduction of our guest speaker. We have Sher Hnath, and she is actually one of my personally sponsored coaches. She is a police wife, and she got started by joining one of my Police Wives Academy groups. And as I do with most of my coaches, she signed as a discount coach and just got interested in the opportunity from there. She has been a coach for a couple years now. She's 3-star qualifying. So she has done lots of amazing things with the business so far. And she's spoken on calls in the past. So there are definitely lots of great content that she's shared with our team and added value to our team. So I will go ahead and turn it over to you. Oh, let me go on to screen share so I can pull up your thing.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to share with you guys tonight what I've put together. I have a lot of information, so I hope you guys are ready to take some notes.
Do you see this?
As Jen mentioned, I've been a coach for almost 3 years now. I think in July it'll be 3 years. Do you get the slide?
Do you see the slide? Is it there?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, I see your desktop.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Your pinky across the room. Okay. All right. I have it. Some of the I don't have PowerPoint on mine, so some of your stuff may change because of going from PowerPoint to
Okay.
but we will get through it. All right.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, you see it now.
Yes, so, oh shoot, my fancy font's not there, but that's okay. So we're going to talk about branding in social media. You can go to slide 2.
I hear you, baby.
Okay, so what you guys might not know about me is that I'm a Minneapolis transplant. I used to be a makeup artist for a really long time. I'm semi-retired, and I moved to a small town to become a stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for about 5 years now, and it's still kind of a struggle to find the balance between having my own identity and being, the domestic. But I started with Beachbody as a way to lose some of the baby weight and feel confident again. And I started the business because I needed something in my life to fuel my fire, a reason to wake up. And I found my purpose. I guess my purpose has always been even doing makeup, but it's helping women to feel confident about themselves inside and out so they can go out and do the things in their life that they need to do or get the life that they deserve. And I want them to be confident in finding their true selves and being different and unique and authentic to themselves. So therefore a misfit, and that's where the Misfit Empire was born. At first, the name came from a feeling that I've always had of being a misfit, and then it's a play on words, misfit. So I thought it was cute, but then eventually it started to become like this style that I envisioned for my brand and what I wanted it to represent. And unlike most Beachbody coaches, Fitness and nutrition is not my main focus. It's not my favorite thing. I do it, and it's a vehicle to get me to feeling confident. It's a, feeling confident is a byproduct of doing Beachbody programs and feeding myself right and developing my mind. So, so yes, it's a vehicle to fulfill my mission, and my brand is really about something bigger. I wanted to build a brand, an empire of confident and successful women. And that confidence that comes from self-love and acceptance, being perfectly posh or a misfit or whatever. I just wanted to create a community that didn't really exist yet, where everyone is worthy of acceptance, where it's okay for people to dress up for no reason at all, and to just because it feels good, to that it's okay to want to look and feel good about yourself. And I think sometimes that's taboo these days because it means you're a narcissist. But I think it's perfectly fine to want to feel comfortable in your own skin. And that's what I wanted to create, is a place where we feel confident in that. So now that you know a little bit about me and kind of how my brand came to be, I'm going to go over kind of how to define your own brand, and I'm going to give you action steps and stuff so you can kind of identify your own brand and then how to market that on social media. So go ahead to the next slide. So how to define your brand. What is a brand? We'll talk about self-awareness, market awareness, creating your mission statement, and then your vibe or your logo, colors, and tagline, and then how to tell your story on social media. Go ahead, next slide. So what is a brand? Now you look at these and you think about these brands, and I'll just touch on a few of my favorites. Target, BMW, and Starbucks are my 3 faves on this list. What do we know about these brands? We know that Target is the place to go to buy everything. You'll walk in buying one, or looking to buy one thing, and you end up walking out with $100 worth of stuff. And they have decent quality stuff for reasonably priced, and it's not Walmart. BMW stands for Bring Money With. It's a luxury auto brand. It's a high performance brand, and they create the ultimate driving machine. It's kind of an exclusive club to own a BMW, right? The next one, Starbucks, of course, one of my absolute faves. You've probably seen me with the a few times. But it's the place to be trendy and get your coffee for way overpriced. It's basic white girl stuff, pumpkin spice lattes. But these are all brands, they've created this message that they want you to know. And you all think a certain thing about each one of these brands. And so when you think about your own brand, think about what message it is that you want to convey. What do you want your brand to be known for? Go ahead to the next slide. So awareness is huge in discovering or defining your brand. Self-awareness is, sorry, I'm looking at notes too. That's for personal development and discovery, and reflection will serve you more. The more you know about yourself and who you are and what you want out of life, and the more confident you will be in doing what you're doing. And so this is super important. Answer these questions. Ask someone close to you to answer these questions about you. Sometimes an outside perspective can give you insight into things that you may not know about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Your occupation, recreation. What are your talents and skills, passions? What is unique about you and different from other coaches? And what do you want out of life? What do you value? What is your vision for the future? Yourself, your family, your career, big picture, the world. How do you want the world to change? And then, so if after you've answered those questions, I want you to think about your target market. And your target market's probably going to be really similar to you. Someone who you can relate to and they can relate to you. I want you to write specifically who they are, how old they are, what they do for recreation, occupation. What do they value? Do they value faith, family, marriage? And what do they need in life? Do they need courage? Do they need confidence? Do they need to make extra money? And what do they ultimately want out of life? Now, when you put these two things together, you're going to have a clearer picture on how to speak to your audience. Go ahead to the next slide. So what is your mission, your purpose? So here we're going to write your mission statement. I don't expect you to write it right now, but I'll just read you a little bit about my mission statement. As a female entrepreneur, stay-at-home mom, a makeup artist, and health and wellness coach, my mission is to help women become confident from the inside out. Confidence is the key to achieving everything you want out of life. There are a lot of things that can help make or break your confidence, and I hope to cultivate your own confidence through sharing my journey of personal growth, fitness, and beauty tips. 3 things that I believe are absolutely crucial to becoming a confident and successful woman. I hope to bring you inspiration and motivation to become your most confident self so you may live the life you deserve. So once you are aware of yourself and your market and your mission, you can better understand how to speak to them, and you can act without fear because you know your purpose. So I talk about this a lot with my coaches. They need to have a purpose to help them invite, to talk to people about what it is that they're doing, because if you don't have a real sense of purpose, it's going to be hard for you to keep going after you get 10 million no's. If you know your purpose, no amount of no's is ever going to stop you. Go ahead to the next slide. Okay, so now we'll talk a little bit more about aesthetics. Your vibe attracts your tribe. You've probably heard it a million times. What does your brand feel like? So logo, the visual conception of or aspect of telling your story or message. Now, if you're not an artist, I suggest you hire one. You can have all the information that we've gathered from the previous questions and give that to your artist so they can create a visual icon that conveys your brand message. You can use websites like Fiverr or Elance to hire somebody, but you'll want to answer those questions for them so they get a good feel of who you are and who you're trying to target to better make a logo for you. Colors, color schemes, the kinds of emotions that you want to convey. Misfit Empire has a very posh feeling, an elegant, glamorous, luxurious, strong yet feminine feel. It's not your typical fitness brand because it's not about fitness alone. It's about creating an empire of empowered women who are confident and successful. Fitness just happens to be one of the elements to being that woman. So colors evoke emotion. I use black because it's formal and classic like a little black dress. And I use pink because it's girly. And then a tagline. Tagline is a short one-liner that tells your mission in short. So mine is helping women become confident from the inside out. Short and to the point, all-encompassing of what I do so people know what to expect. Go ahead to slide 8. Okay, so here I'm going to talk about the art of storytelling. Creating brand recognition through credibility and consistency is super important because it shows your audience what to expect from you. Let's see here. Think of every post you make, every piece of content that you put out there. Is it on brand? Is it part of who you are and what your market expects? Does it tell your story? Storytelling is the art of selling yourself, you, your brand, your mission without really saying it. So examples of things that I post that are part of my brand, or if you've read Jab, 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 Right Hook, these are my jabs. Things that create credibility, add value, and kind of attract my tribe. I share pictures of my kids, how I work out at home around them, because family is one of my values and priorities in life. And you could probably tell by my posts. I share my personal development, usually with like a teaching moment, how I've grown myself, and because that's an important part of becoming a successful person. I share my nutrition and fitness activities because being healthy makes you a better performer and helps you feel confident about your outsides. I share stuff about beauty. Again, polishing our outsides helps us to feel good on the inside. I share recognition because not only does it make my team and challengers feel good, but it also shows that I'm a leader and have coaching and mentorship skills. So when people are looking to join up for the business opportunity, they join because they know I'm already leading a team. So these things are adding to your credibility. I share a lot of business related stuff because being an entrepreneur and a girl boss are are big parts of me. I've always been an entrepreneur, so I want to attract like-minded people. All of these things are part of my brand. So you can kind of see, I kind of posted a couple examples of things that I've done. You can kind of read it. I don't know if you can see that one. But it's more, it has a message that your value is not determined by who sees your worth. In the post itself, it has a little bit more of how you could apply this to your life, So I'm always adding value. And it's on point with my brand because I wrote it in pink, and it's an actual handwritten note from me. And then, of course, the beauty tips. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Are you guys getting good stuff?
Yes.
Good? Okay. So creating content. This is probably my favorite part of my job, although it's probably not the thing that I should spend the most time on. It's just I love it to the core. And so think about what you're posting and why. What value are you adding to people? And so I like to think of these things. Is it empowering? Is it educational, entertaining, and engaging? All of these things. So empowering, does it empower them to do something? Educational, obviously, does it teach them how to do something? It could be a recipe or, whatever. Entertaining, it's always fun to have something funny or entertaining. Some people need a mental break from their day, and that's why they go to Facebook. And engaging, does it require them to participate? And then think of who exactly you're speaking to. What kind of language would they use? Are they professional or casual? Are they busy? If they're short on time, how much are they going to pay attention to their news feed? Are they only going to pay attention to short things? Or do they have time to read like some of the longer posts? And what images would they find attractive or enticing and appropriate? I say appropriate. This is one thing that I've seen come up quite a few times. With sweaty selfies, sometimes girls have, a little bit extra cleavage, and they're wondering, if it's okay to post things like that. And I would say that it depends on your audience. If you have an older audience or a conservative audience, and that's what you want to attract, you probably don't want to share a sweaty selfie with a lot of cleavage. Now, if you are attracting younger people, or I don't recommend this, but I've seen some coaches try to use sex appeal, and I don't know how effective it is, but I don't think that is very professional. And I think if you want people to take you seriously, avoid things that are inappropriate. And that might be common sense to some people, and some people, maybe not. But what does your audience need and want? Go ahead to the next one. Okay, so this is my secret, and I've never actually shared this with people. What kind of goes through my creative process when I create some of my posts. So where I get inspiration from experience. I share it from my heart. I share what I'm good at. And then I think about what my customers or clients want and need. So you got to pay attention to what people are really telling you. So because I'm creative and organic, I don't plan too much, and sometimes I have a hard time finding inspiration too. So these are the things that I use to my creative process, I guess. So I'll go a little bit into detail. So sharing from experience, living life. So when you're doing your 3 vital behaviors, you're sharing from experience, like personal development, working out, drinking your shake. Those are things you can always talk about. Sharing from your heart, express what's on your mind or what you're thinking or what's going on in your day, and how, it can even be a rant as long as you put a positive spin on it, and it can help somebody in a similar situation. And you can always think about what are the things that you're good at. Obviously, I'm kind of good at makeup or art, and those are things that I can teach people. So I've started to put more of that out there for people. And that's what people are asking for. Sometimes I'll even, here's a secret too. I curate my content to certain people I'm forming at the time, or things that I'm seeing people post about, not even just on Facebook, but I'll go from Pinterest to Facebook. If I see somebody posting things on Pinterest, I'll go over and start posting similar things on Facebook to see if I can catch their interest. Because I pay attention to what they're posting and what they're talking about. I can find things to post that can interact with them. Or track them? Do you see what I mean? Let's see. I'll tell you a secret. This is kind of interesting. Target pays attention to the things that you are buying and can curate a coupon book or ad for you. And they mix it in with unsuspecting things so you don't know that they are spying on you, because that would feel like an invasion of privacy, right? Target can actually predict when a woman is pregnant, what trimester she's in, by her buying habits. And I'm not talking like the obviously pregnancy tests and prenatal vitamins. I'm talking like weird off-the-wall stuff, like she bought orange juice at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on her way home from work, along with a bunch of water, and something totally crazy, and that has nothing to do with being pregnant. And they can predict these things. It's totally weird. But they sprinkle in coupons for things that they predict she'll need in her pregnancy, along with some other things that they think are unsuspecting enough that it won't trigger her to think that they're spying on her. It's kind of creepy but fascinating at the same time. So curating content for your audience can take on that kind of intuition too. For example, I might happen to be talking to somebody who's fearful of doing new things like coaching or a fitness program because she's afraid to fail. I might post quotes about facing fears or a story about how I overcame adversity. Or if I have a couple of coaches on my team targeting brides to be or wedding season, and I told them to start, posting things that are helpful in wedding planning, budgeting tips, etc. Be an expert and share your expertise. And then when it comes to promote your challenge group, Sweating for the Wedding, or whatever you want to call it, they're already going to be hip to the idea that you're the person to go to for, wedding planning tips, because you've already been planting all of this information out there. So I do this lead-in technique. I call it a lead-in technique, and it gets people in the mind frame I want them to be in. So for example, when I did my Little Black Dress Challenge, or my Champagne Diet Challenge, prior to announcing the official challenge, I plant seeds about like quotes about confidence, self-love, champagne, or even like black dress polyboards, where I gave them a bunch of different black dresses to choose from and which one they would buy. And this is before I had even actually put out my challenge group, but it got them in the mind frame that I wanted them to be in. So pay attention to what your market is talking about. Go ahead to the next slide. Okay, inspiration to creation. I wish you guys could see this. This is how I go from inspiration and then taking things and then making it my own kind of unique content that is consistent with my brand. In the first pictures, it's actually somebody's, you can barely see it, but basically it's somebody had posted they're doing a backstage pass to coaching for like an hour live thing where they would answer questions about coaching. So I thought that was an awesome idea, rather than running a group for 5 or 7 days and posting information and no one actually engages, or, and it's pretty low energy. So I started thinking that I was going to start doing these live events. I started with like a coffee chat in the morning, which I'm not a morning person, so it didn't really fit me or my brand. So I've been actually reading a lot of books from Kira. I don't know how to say the rest of her name, but anyway, she writes the Champagne Diet, Sparkle, Girl Code, all of those things. So I was on her website and I saw that she does a cocktail power hour, and it's actually not a live thing. It's actually just like podcast type calls, but the idea put together with the other idea made me come up with the idea for my own coach opportunity cocktail hour, where I will pour a glass of champagne and I will sit and hang out and talk about coaching. I'll go through kind of an outline and answer most frequently asked questions about coaching, and then I'll field some questions afterwards. And it's a virtual kind of hangout, So I get inspiration from all sorts of places. You can get inspired by other coaches in your newsfeed, Pinterest. I also like to use Google image search. When I see something like a good invite, I'll screenshot it like you just saw there. And then the real magic is obviously making it your own. So the process that I go through is just kind of seeing something I like and then changing it to fit my brand uh, and adding my own ideas into it too. So art is kind of a juxtaposition of a lot of ideas put together into making it your own. If you get an idea, go to Google Images or Pinterest, type in keywords from your idea and see what comes up. Take in a variety of different pieces and inspiration and kind of spin it together to make it your own. And that's how I seem more creative than I really am. And go ahead to the next slide. So here's a couple more examples of how it morphed from the coffee date into the Coach Opportunity Cocktail Party, and then how one day, it was the Super Tuesday, and I decided to get in on all the, political fun and put my own spin on it and make the Coach Opportunity Cocktail Party rather than a political party. And it got people's attention because everyone's mind was on politics, and I pulled them back to what I wanted to say. So go ahead to the next slide. Okay, so brand everything. Add your logo to all your images. You can use Add Watermark for free, or you can use the Photify upgrade. I think it's 99 cents a month or something. Add it to your email signatures and all correspondences. And then use it with all your social media platforms to build your brand awareness. So creating your like page, creating your website, use it for your Twitter handle, Instagram handles, everything like that. Put it all together and make it seamless. Go ahead to the next one. Here are some other helpful tips. Always make sure that you are in your post. So your voice, your story, people are interested in you. Even when you share a quote or an article, add why it's relevant to you or why it relates to you. I think that's super important. I see a lot of people post things and I don't know why they're posting or how it relates to them. And I think that when people come to expect things from you, they come to you because of you and who you are. So the more you put you into your posts, the more I think people connect with you. Be positive. Like I was saying before, you can always rant, but add your positive spin on any negative situation. Your images, keep them clean, well lit, no clutter. Keep them eye-catching and appropriate. Keep your infographics clean and easy to read, not too much text. Copywriting, when you're writing your post, consider the length. Short paragraphs, concise bullet points so people can quickly scan it and read it. And also make sure it's engaging and audience appropriate, of course. Yes, that was awesome. Michelle was actually asking me about it, the Photify logo thing. So she helped me find that out too. I was just using my free Add Watermark on top. So it's cool that I don't have to use two apps now. I think there might be one more slide. Yes, authenticity. Do not copy people. Be inspired, but make it your own. Be yourself. You are interesting enough. Be authentic because your vibe will always attract your tribe. So a lot of my information came from studying from Gary Vaynerchuk. If you don't know who he is, go ahead and look him up. Follow him on all his social media platforms. And, of course, our own trainer, Chalene Johnson, she does a lot of really great stuff on building your brand, social media, and those kinds of things. So these are two people that really follow for more in-depth information. But I think I gave you a lot. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you guys get something out of it. For your call to action, go ahead and answer those questions that I had in the beginning. We might have to do a slide share or, yeah, there you go. Answer those questions and really kind of get detailed about it, and then think about how you can apply this to your next post. And then, so answer the questions and share with us a post that you make based on what you found out about yourself and your target market. Yes, we can share the slides. Any questions?
No, I'm totally loving this though. Thanks, ladies.
Welcome. Welcome.
Here, how would you recommend like working with your coaches on helping them find their target. Like, I know these questions and stuff, but I have quite a few that just don't have a specific niche.
Yes. You know, I guess I started with trying to discover, I think, I can't remember who it was, but another coach talked about finding 5 things about you, 5 things that are unique to you outside of fitness and nutrition. You know, like, you're a singer, so you've got all of, you know, your singer friends. I'm into tattoos and makeup, so I've got tattoo and makeup friends. If you're into, I don't know, coaching, I think Bill does some coaching or reffing. You know, he's probably got some people that he can reach out to there. And so it's really finding what you do outside of Beachbody, because Beachbody's not our whole life, is it? I hope not, because if it is, you've got a really, really boring life. So I hope that, you know, they find other things outside of Beachbody that they can relate to with people, and that's how you find your niche. You know, you don't have to search too hard. Just top 5 things right off the top of your head. What are you about? You know, I'm a mom. I'm tattooed, obviously, and I like makeup. That's it. You know, it's easy. So
Now, for myself, I just started literally not even 2 weeks ago, and I have an amazing upline coach, Erica Bartolowitz.
yes, she is.
And she's been a friend of mine for a long time. Now, for me, I'm also a brand new mother. I have a 5-month-old little girl. I am a jewelry designer of 16 years, and I love to focus my energy with certain gemstones and things. And I'm also all about mind, body, spirit. So I really feel like cleaning from the inside out can really bring strength to people. So that's kind of my take on what I'm going with Beachbody, is not only the exercising, but for me, just starting out, I'm trying to find out a way to really get my people to me. You know what I mean? So that's why I watched this tonight, and I'm just trying to figure out a good way to go about that. I mean, do I start out with, you know, showing some of the stones for that certain month and the certain thing? You know what I mean? Like, how would we go about that? Like,
most certainly, if you're into stones and crystals and things like that, post things that you know about that are helpful and will attract people that are into stones. So, so say you have this crystal does this kind of energy building, or, you know, energy cleansing. I don't know a whole lot about stones, just from what I hear from people, and I find it interesting. But the more consistently you put those tidbits and you're adding value and putting that information out there, the more people that are into that will be attracted to you. And it takes time and consistency. So now when you first start posting this stuff, you may only get like 1 or 2 likes on it. You may not get anybody to engage. Try to ask questions. You know, ask what is your favorite stone, or I don't know, also joining different groups with people that are interested in that kind of thing is a good thing to do. I always tell my coaches to join groups outside of fitness groups, so that they have something to connect with people and a network to pull from and add people to their network.
I didn't even think about that. That's a really good point, because I do, like with this, I mean, because it to me just like transcends many different things. Like for me, like with my beliefs, my spirituality, with this, it just carries through. And like the mental aspect, like Erica, she knows all about that as well. Like my family line has a lot of mental illness in it. So that's why a lot of this is kind of, it just pointed me right into Beachbody, because when I used to be on medication, exercise and jogging got me off of it. Now I have a clean way to eat, a clean way to, you know, a good way to do this, and hopefully promote it to other people and get them into it.
Definitely share that with people. That's authentic and that's real. That's what you're about. And I think that you'll find a lot more people relate to you than maybe you think. And also, as you expand your market outside what you have right now, you're going to start attracting more and more people like you versus your friends and family that aren't always like you. So your warm market is totally different from your cold market. And I think when you start attracting your cold market, you'll find more people like you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else?
I'm looking in the chat. I know we got some stuff.
Oh, I didn't see the chat. I see there's lots of action going on there. Let me look at it here.
Photify.
Let's see.
Yeah, I really loved what you said, Cher, about asking other people about some of those self-realization questions. Like,
It's
I'm
super
excited to
important.
post tomorrow and say, like, so what do you guys think that I do for a living?
You know, and it's super important. Ask people who aren't afraid to hurt your feelings also, though. Find people that are close to you that are willing to tell you what you don't want to hear. Ask them what they think about you and what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised. And it'll help you to be more self-aware for sure. Let's see. Did you see any questions in the chat?
Just about the Photify upgrade thing. Somebody had asked about that, but
Okay, so Photify, it's an app, and within it you can there's a spot where you can say add logo. You have to have your logo in a PNG file. If you don't know how to do this, again, you can go find a graphic friend to do it for you. And then you can use your logo on Photify. And then when you pay for that upgrade, you actually also have that, it takes off the Photify logo off your stuff. We just did it yesterday, I think. Or was it today? I don't remember. It's been a long day. Let's see what else here. Yes. Yes, asking people close to you on how they perceive you is really a good way to find out about yourself. So I'm a big fan of personal development. I probably do more of that than anything else, but I think it helps. It's helped me a lot. And I don't know if some of you guys have been following me for a long time. My brand is just kind of emerging and coming together, and it's through personal development. Since I came back in September as a coach, I took like almost a full year off, being pregnant and doing my own kind of dealing with stuff. But when I came back, I did a lot of personal development, and through the different things that I've read, has helped me to kind of define my brand, understand my purpose, and so now it's all just kind of coming together. But I'm really liking the progress. Okay, well, I won't bore you guys anymore tonight, but I was really happy that you guys all logged on to listen to me rant about social media because I love it so much. And yeah, thank you for having me, Jen.
of course, we got one more question and then we'll close out. Sarah,
Top
what
3 favorite PD books. My favorite PD books, I'm going to say start with why, because that clarifies your purpose. Ooh, so hard. I really, 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 really loved this one, Girl Code. If you haven't read it, it's so freaking good. This girl is my soul sister. She is my soul sister. Like, everything that she talks about to her style is just me. To the core, I'm not copying her. We just happen to be very, very similar. And then a third one would be, I don't know. I guess it depends on what your issue is. Because for me, I have issues with, productivity and creating habits that, and doing the things that need to be done. So I'm going to say it's a toss-up for number 3 between, what is that called? Oh, shoot. Is it called Building Habits by...
Oh, The Power of Habit?
Yes, The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg, I think it is. That's a really, really fascinating book. That's where I got that information about the Target study. I thought it was just mind-blowing what people know about you. And then I will tie that one up with The Miracle Morning. I thought that was a really awesome book to help you to become more productive and get you in the right frame of mind every day. So, top 3.
Awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Well, thank you so much for being on the call and for sharing so much and giving away so much of your secrets and tips. I think we all got a lot of info.
Yeah.
I will post this on YouTube, and I'll upload the slides onto Google so that I can post the link and you guys can have access to those too. And make sure that you all follow through with the call to action and really spend some time on doing that and post in the group so that we know how you're doing, and maybe even post and ask for some feedback too.
Yes, I would love to help you guys all kind of find your brand and, you know, I guess clarify and I'm even an artist, so I can kind of help you with some of the artsy fartsy type things about your logos and things like that. That I love that stuff. So go ahead and feel free to shoot me any questions you guys have, and post in the group.
Awesome.
Thanks. Have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night.